Hello, welcome, and merry meet. My name is Kyrie Michelle, and I'm your eclectic witch and mystic. I'm so glad that you've come to speak with me today, and I'm looking forward to getting into this intro video. So, if you're interested to learn more about myself, my practice, and maybe more about the occult, please keep watching. This is my first video here displaying on YouTube. With that being said, if you could please subscribe to my channel for more how-to witchy videos like in this nature, as well as to stay up to date with readings for the collective, as well as more to come as my channel grows. So please subscribe down at the bottom, as well as give this video a like and possibly a share if you enjoyed it. So let's go ahead and get started. Who am I? Well, like I said, my name is Kyrie. I'm currently a practicing solitary witch of 1 year. I've been dabbling in the occult practices since I was young. I'm 26 moons old. I recently decided that I wanted to go outward and just start sharing these gifts with other people. Not necessarily, I don't know, it's weird to call them gifts. But it's almost like I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Starting out as a baby witch, as some of the new crowd would refer to it, I was very confused on whether my practice was right or wrong. I was doing my own research at times, using books for information, using different methods of the internet, Facebook pages, Facebook groups, just to kind of gather with kindred spirits. And I would dabble a little bit on YouTube, and I unfortunately did not list my favorite YouTubers that I could, but if I can, I'm going to list them down in the description below, just kind of give them a shout out. That inspired me to start my own collective channel. Not only that, but I kind of wanted to share some more information on things that I wasn't seeing. So with that being said, hi, I'm here. I do run my practice from my home. I do readings, divination. I'm a spellcaster, so a lot of herbology. I work a lot with herbs, a lot of apothecary. I work, I'm very the alchemist type, what some would refer to as a green witch. But I also do magic under the moon and work with the moons, which some would refer to as a lunar witch. I've also tracked back to my pagan roots with Wicca and everything revolving around the wheel of the year, and a lot of my practice is based off of that as well, which is Wiccan, exactly. I'm pretty sure if you're not familiar with Wicca, if you'd like, please comment down below. I'd be more than happy to do a history on Wicca video. With that being said, I'm not gonna drag too much into this, but I do share my gifts with others, and I've kind of kept it really small knit. I've kept it within my basis in my hometown of Nevada. So I'm located central and northern Nevada, like right in the heart of Reno. So I've kept it at home, and I'm at this point where I can kind of feel like the bubble's starting to expand, and I want to share this with others. So yeah, with that being said, one of the most miscommon practices, what is a witch? So let's get into that really quick. A witch, by textbook definition, is a woman thought to have magical powers. Most of the time they're sought as evil, and she's depicted wearing a black cloak and a pointy hat, and she's riding around on a broomstick. From what I've looked in my past history, based off of what I've known, a lot of witches were seen in that light in earlier years. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and note right now in the video, whenever you start dabbling into a new practice or any form of occultism, in my opinion, any form of religion, you want to do your research. You most definitely want to look into what you're learning. It is most definitely appropriate to educate yourself on what you're going to be practicing. And there's two reasons for that. One of those reasons is getting in touch with your past roots, your ancestral roots, wherever that may come from. It takes a little bit of digging. I will say it's work. But so is anything when you're starting out in a new practice. Be it dance, singing, working out. It takes time. You have to apply yourself. You have to put the work into it in order to reap the rewards. With that being said, you have to do your research for two reasons. One of them is it will influence your practice. Being knowledgeable about what you are doing, knowing where it came from, its roots, not only adds connection between you and your practice, but you have awareness of what you're doing. And the second reason that I say this is so that you are practicing within your appropriate means. Now, I may start to lose some viewers while I get into this, but I decided to start this channel at a pretty rough time in society. There is a lot of turmoil and chaos within America at this point in time in regards to the Black Lives Matter movement. And I am in full support with BLM. I normally will not incorporate politics in my videos except for this one instance. If you are going to act in a practice, whatever that practice may be, mind your appropriation. Mind your appropriation. Keep in mind what you're doing, how you're practicing. That's another part of the reason why you need to do your research, so that you're not appropriating. If you'd like to delve a little bit more into this entire topic, because I don't want to consume my entire video over this one thing, please leave a comment down below if this is something that you would like to see me touch base on again in the future. With that being said, keeping in mind that being a witch now in modern times it's been reclaimed. It blew up, I want to say, around the end of 2018, but there is the term, what you surround yourself with, you'll see more of. But I noticed a lot of people in general reclaiming their power back, and a lot of people experiencing what some would refer to as a spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening isn't something like you're just like, oh, life is wonderful, it's all happy and rainbows. No, when you go through a spiritual awakening, like, everything starts to hit. You realize that you're climbing out of the line of the matrix, and you're like, whoa, okay, what is happening here? This is real. This is real. And it just kind of goes on from there. You'll find yourself connecting with like-minded individuals. You'll find yourself wanting to reach out and dabble more into some of your practices, which is exactly how I got into what I'm doing now. Sorry about this panel switch, guys. So, as I was getting into, the next thing I want to talk about is why I use the term eclectic. Eclectic defined comes down to ideas, depictions, and formations of one's own thoughts derived from other ideas, depictions, and other thoughts. Used in philosophical terms, it's also depicted as not just one complete feed or one right school of thoughts, but rather a multitude of school of thoughts, which is where I have developed my craft, based off of my own ancestral background and my research. So I did my homework. I looked into a lot of Ireland witches. I looked into a lot of different birthrights that come with that. Runes was something I dabbled in for quite some time. I started getting more into divinatory practices. Not a lot of people do know this, but my mom was a practicing witch before me. She has not practiced in a long time, bless her heart. However, she did pass this right down to me, which is where I believe my gifts come from. There's also in the fact that I do worship daily. I have a depicted deity. I worship the triple goddess in all her forms. I also pay tribute to Hecate. I also take into consideration, as I stated earlier, the wheel of the year. So a lot of my practice goes within seasons. Some of the tools, you know, that I've presented here with you, such as an anthem. This is generally a depiction of fire at your altar, if I'm not mistaken, considered in a blade. I use a lot of talismans. This one here in specifics is representation of my triple goddess, the mother, the maiden, the crone, depicted through the phases of the moon. I use divinatory practices. So as you can see here, I have an obsidian pendulum. And then I also have tarot cards. I'm just gonna pull the first three to show you. I'm not doing any specific readings, but I use my Mythic Tarot deck as well as a fun little cat tarot deck. So that's some divinatory practice that I use. I also do candle and magic work. So candle work based off of colors, spell jars based off of colors, and certain combinations of herbs. Again, apothecary work. I make ointments, salves, topicals, you know, ingestibles. What else? Blessing oil. So this is something that you can use in some of your rites, and again, you'll probably end up seeing more of these things throughout my videos. My goal is to touch base in all forms of what I practice and kind of just give you a knowledge or a guide step basis on how to. Now, with that being said, with the how to, as I stated, there is no right or wrong way to witch. As long as you are practicing within good faith and in your moral guidelines, again, whatever you see fit, how it calls to you. I want to be here with you through this journey. I want to be here through this guide, as you might have questions over grimoires or Book of Shadows, over stonework, over any tarot practices or divinatory practices, even essential oil work. I brought my little bottle of lavender here because I'm not gonna lie, when I first started filming this, I was nervous. Oh my gosh, I had a ball of like what felt like wind well up inside my chest. You know, and I'm just so excited to share this with you. I wanna touch base on that, you know. Another thing that we can go over, talismans, creating talismans. You know, I can show you how to develop your own talismans, how to forge for stones, gardening, anything that you honestly want to see come forward within this channel, be it from occult practices within occultism. I would love to help. I would love to make that happen. That's why I'm here. I'm here to work with you. So with that being said, if this video resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, please give me a like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and while you're at it, please check out my Facebook page. I will have a link in the description box down below. That's going to be Kyrie Michelle, Eclectic Witch and Mystic at Facebook. Again, Kyrie Michelle, Eclectic Witch and Mystic. So I'm really looking forward to starting my next video and speaking with you guys again. When hopefully this is my goal, is to release a new video every Friday. So at least starting out, we're gonna work with this. Every Friday I'll be releasing one new video into some form of occultism, what we're gonna be practicing on first and what we're gonna be talking about next. So if you want to be informed about what the next video is going to be about, go to my Facebook page because I will be posting there. I appreciate you guys joining me through these times. I really hope that I brought you some solace, some comfort, and maybe some insight to some new guidance that you weren't really looking for. But here it is. So I'm looking forward to speaking with you again. Blessed be.